Want to see the first polymorphic virus? Here is the virus 1260. A polymorphic virus is an encrypted virus which can mutate itself into multiple instances. This would confuse antivirus software even though the virus would execute correctly. The first known polymorphic virus was written by Mark Washburn in 1990. The virus 1260, also known as V2PX, used sliding keys to decrypt its body. The decryptor was filled with junk. The junk code only functioned to confuse antivirus. Antivirus in those days was much simpler. The antivirus would only search for simple strings within executables. This would fail when scanning for the 1260 virus. The virus would hide really well inside .com files, which are memory resident files for DOS. Memory resident means that the program that is loaded is not unloaded. Now, DOS is a single tasking operating system. This means that it only runs one program at a time. Now, if you wanted to run a second program, well, the operating system cannot switch between programs. Now, DOS allows a type of program called a memory resident program. This program, when loaded, will remain in memory and its memory can be addressed. The executable, which is memory resident, can run even though another program has been loaded. The virus 1260 would hide at the end of one such memory resident. The actual memory resident did not matter much. As long as it was a .com file, the virus 1260 will try to hide at the end of this file, increasing its length. 1260 was derived from another virus known as the Vienna virus, which was authored by Ralph Berger. The Vienna virus was not polymorphic. Its base was used for 1260, but essentially 1260 is different enough that it is known as another kind of virus. How the virus worked was like this. The virus was encrypted. The decryptor was stuffed with junk instructions and random padding for up to 39 bytes. The padding could be longer or shorter, and it would not affect the decryption. Here is the source of the virus. To describe how this virus works is way beyond my capability, but let me give it a go. This is the source again. The source is divided into groups. Group 1, 2, and 3. Each group can be filled by junk instructions. The junk instructions, when run, produce exactly the same results. The x86 instruction set has more than 100 instruction variations that can produce the same result. Essentially, all the junk instructions are just wasting the CPU time. Here is an example of such a junk instruction. Each add in this list produces the same result. Essentially, they are interchangeable instructions that produce the same result. There are thousands of variations. When inserted as junk, produces millions of permutations. There could be up to 5 junk instructions injected in any one location, and plenty of locations in which the junk can be injected. This kind of virus is really hard to author. The code generated must be perfect. If not, the program would crash. Quite a feat of achievement to author such a virus. This virus was authored in the early 1990s, so there was no internet for it to spread. the virus could not have spread far, as it could only have spread from system to system via diskettes. Now, DOS would have a few COM files which were easily infected, so the infection probably did spread among similar DOS systems, but DOS being difficult to run on dissimilar hardware would have meant that this virus had only a limited capability of spreading. The techniques to use in the 1260 virus was not that complex. There were other polymorphic viruses that were way more complex, but this virus holds the distinction of being the first of its kind and probably the first virus to inherit the moniker as polymorphic. Have you seen this virus before? I used to have a diskette that had this virus, but I have not been able to load the diskette in, well, decades now because I don't have a floppy drive that actually works, and I don't think floppy disks last that long if you don't keep them in a sealed container, and I just threw my diskettes around. So I don't have this virus anymore, but I remember seeing it and learning it way back in the past when polymorphic viruses were first discovered. And I remember reading that this was one of the most advanced things that have ever been written. So it's quite a piece of notable history. Anyway, let me know in the description below if you have actually seen this virus before. I will put more links in the description for information about this virus, and I will try to put a link to the source code of one of the instances of this virus. Gentle reminder to subscribe, hit that bell icon and give me a like. It really helps the channel grow and it helps me know what kind of content to produce next. It's been a pleasure bringing you this information. I am High Voice, signing out.